Let's go see what our mechanics are up to.
Good morning.
Good morning. What are you up to?
Just hooking up a pump, getting it ready to test.
Did we repair this one?
Yes, I didn't, Damien did, but the customer brought it in, wanted the rotation changed,
Okay.
and then had to be resealed.
Nice. Now we're testing it up.
Yep, making sure it's all good.
I said Lloyd has something really cool. What is it?
HPR 160D.
Linde?
Yes.
Why does it look like that? What's all that stuff on the end?
That's the mount.
Oh, okay.
It's they call it a bell housing mount. They use it on a bunch of different things. I know they use it on a lot of like excavators.
Do you have to clean it? It's dirt.
Pull it apart, clean it before you put it together.
Okay. Hey, Russell. Hey. What are you doing?
Making 4 pieces of steel angle.
Okay, what's that used for?
This we're gonna, I don't know actually what it's used for. I'm making it for Gus, who was working on the test bench build.
Okay, so it's just part of that?
So it's part of that, yeah.
Well, I guess we'll go check it out. Were you working on a test bench?
I was.
Yeah. Is it just over there? Let's go check it out.
This is a test bench that they're building for our company in the U.S. Not a new design, but it's slightly different than what we already have. And that's the oil tank, the motor that's going to drive the pump. This will be the table that sits in front. Pumps are going to be mounted on.
Yeah.
And then you attach it to the motor. These are the oil supply lines. They're going to be hooked up to the pump. And when the motor spins the pump, you have oil flow. And this is how you control it.
That's how they control the flow?
That's how you can control not the flow, but the pressure. You have pressure gauges. We have extras on here to set up compensators on piston pumps. You can test gear pumps, vane pumps, and piston pumps. So that's about it. I mean, it's not anywhere near complete.
Surprise! I have some questions. Aaron, you asked, why do we call a number 8 a number 8? Is it a valve?
And number 8,
I don't know.
if they're referring to fittings, it's because they're like dash 16 sizes, like 1/16 of an inch.
Okay.
So 8 is half a 16, so it's a half-inch fitting. So
I think
3/4 would be a dash 12, which is 3/4 of 16. The fitting, a dash 8, is a half-inch because it's 8's half a 16.
What's a split flange?
Split flange is a 4-bolt flange. It's a code 61 or a code 62. It's like an ISO standard flange. So 1 inch has certain dimensions. 1.5 inches will have certain dimensions. So if you're in Toronto or you're in Phoenix or you're in Tokyo, if you order a 1 inch code 61 flange, split flange, it should all be the same size, as long as it's got the right size threads.
So it's like a standard kind of metric kind of thing. Okay, and then that was the question. What's the difference between code 61 and code 62?
Code 61, I believe, is like for 3,000 PSI. Code 62 is good for 6,000 PSI.
So Google told me Google told me that code 61 was up to 5,000 PSI and code 62, 6,000 PSI.
I guess you could run code 61 up to 5,000, but why would you if you have a code 62 option?
There you go. Okay, that explains it. What's a 219 O-ring?
It's a 200 series, which is the thickness of the O-ring, and 19 would be the size of the diameter. So if a 219, then you can get like a 225 or a 240. The larger the number, the larger the diameter.
What's a 2-bolt B?
2-bolt B, that would be a 4-inch mount for a pump.
And we would put that on the test bench kind of thing?
Yeah.
Okay. So mount the pump to the test bench.
A 2-bolt B would be an SAB.
Okay.
Again, it's the same thing. So it's an industry standard. So if you have a 4-inch with 2 bolts, it's an SAB. I can call anybody and say, I need an SAB pump that can do this, and it'll mount onto where I already have.
What's the difference between what's the difference between BSPP versus metric?
BSPP is British straight parallel threads. Metric is metric threads. Mm-hmm. They could have the same threads, but they may have a different sealing style or sealing face. I know BSP, BSPP, BSPT, whatever, they have a different, like a bonded washer or a copper O-ring that seals on them a lot of times, where the metric could have a recess inside the fitting where either a square O-ring or like a gasketed O-ring fits inside to seal onto a machine face.
And what is that used in?
Anything. It can be used in a pump, cylinder, valve, manifold, whatever you want.
KW Mike D asked, say like JD loaders use 15W40 in the hydraulic system. Can you run a AW46 instead?
No, that's kind of a loaded question.
There is more to the question.
Well, oil is going to be something that you should use what the manufacturer of your equipment recommends.
Like a car.
Exactly. But again, if you're having a piece of equipment that was designed to run in Arizona and you're trying to run it in Alaska, you may have to make accommodations for oil, use a different thickness, use a different viscosity, whatever you have to use. But you need to know what's used in that area for similar equipment.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and then I'm just going to keep reading it. What would be the downfall if you ran AW46 instead of 1540 motor oil?
It's viscosity difference, right? So if you need a certain viscosity to make sure that your case flow is going to be proper or your flushing is going to be proper or you don't wear out your parts prematurely, I would assume.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah. And on a serious note.
That's more of an engineering
question. On a serious note, I don't actually know what you're going to ask.
What are you getting your wife for Christmas?
Oh, I have no idea.
Really? Do you get her something though?
Sure, if she picks it out.
She picks it up, goes to the stores.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
What are you getting Trent for Christmas?
Fuck, I pay his rent, that's all we need.
Make him dinner every night? Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'm going to get him the apartment listing. Different style flanges here. Right, so you got like your 1.5 inches. That's probably a code 61. That'd be like a code 62. It's a little heavier duty.
It's actually code 61.
That's code 61.
Yeah, it's just
No, that's code 62. Those are metric. Those were the metric ones. It's probably been drilled out, but that's a code 62.
That thing's cool.
It's a P16 H.
What? P16? What does the H mean? I've never seen anything like it. What does it mean?
The type.
A type?
Yeah. So I don't know if there's a model code breakdown on this.
Is it old or something?
Yeah. It's a Premier. So I guess model.
So is it a gold cup?
No.
But it's still called a P16. Oh, gold cups don't have P16. They have P11 and P14.
Yeah.
My bad.
So
That's why I lost it.
it's still Denison that makes it, but this is an old style open loop instead of closed.
What are you doing?
Building a BMV 18602.
Mark, are you doing anything interesting? Can you teach me something?
Just a Vickers. It's a double vane pump.
Okay, so it's different from Parker because it doesn't have the double lip.
Yes, it is a single edge. Now these, there is no leading edge. It's all completely rounded off.
So is this one in for repair or?
Yes.
Gotcha.
It should be nice and sharp like that.
Okay.
So we have new kits here. Put in what I need. An entire kit, not just part.
So you're just gonna change all the veins?
Yes. The vanes and the inserts.
Like a shot of it. That's all I got.